Should you use margin? How to use margin? Have I got any experience in margin, and can I share that with you? Yes, I can. A full breakdown of margin. Several people have asked me recently, should we be using margin? Would you make a video on margin? Well, I've made several videos over the years on margin, but now is a great time to talk about it because a lot of people are considering it. In fact, more people have used it than ever. It might be known to you as leverage. Leverage and margin are similar but different. We're going to break it all down today, explain to you exactly what margin is, how it can help you boost your portfolio, but also how it can destroy your portfolio. So get ready for an explosive show. I'm going to answer all the questions at the end. There will be a live Q&A at the end. This strategy can accelerate your portfolio and take it up and away. It certainly can if you know exactly how to use it. Big businesses always borrow money. Very often it makes sense to borrow money. There's many reasons why, but it can amplify things on the way down. It can certainly make a difference. It can make your money stack up and it can make your money go down as well. So before you get too excited and start spinning around in the car park thinking, I'm about to make some money and I'm about to go to the moon, understand how margin works and what it's really about. Otherwise, you'll be left dangling in space and wondering, where do I go next? And you'll be lost and left there forever. Let's break it down. What is margin? How do you use it? Welcome to the show. All my videos are made live during live streams. I've got a wonderful audience here with me. If you'd like to tap the like button, that would be fantastic. And also consider subscribing to our channel. That would be great. So let's get into it and talk about what is margin or leverage. Basically, if you are using margin or leverage, you're amplifying your positions, and it goes both ways. If you get it right, it goes up. If you get it wrong, it goes down a lot faster. When you use leverage or when you use margin, you are borrowing somebody else's money to buy the assets. So on your brokerage, they may offer you margin or they may term it leverage, and essentially they are lending you their money, which you must pay back with interest for you to be able to buy assets. Now, it's a bit different than it is if you went to the bank, because if you go to the bank and you borrow some money and you agree an interest rate, you also probably agree a payment plan. Every month you'll pay so much back at so much interest. And very often that's for things like a new kitchen or a car or a holiday. And then by the time you've paid back the debt, the car's now scrapped or worth nothing, and the holiday is a long distance memory. This is different. This is when you are borrowing money from the brokerage to buy assets. Now, not to be confused, you can, of course, borrow on margin and withdraw the money. So if you buy assets, then that asset is your collateral. If you withdraw the money using margin, it's still borrowed money. The money is taken out. It's in your bank, which you can spend on whatever you like, but you still owe that money. So how is it protected? Well, it's based upon the collateral inside of your portfolio to protect it. So you now know what margin is. It's borrowing money from your brokerage to be able to withdraw cash or buy an asset. Now, there's a difference between margin and leverage. On Robinhood, which is the brokerage system I use, I borrow money with what I've put in. So it's based upon the success of my portfolio, not by huge gambles and guesses. What do I mean by that? Well, in my portfolio, as you can see, I have got 281,000 just come up today. We've been buying a dip and we've been winning. We're beating the system again today. So $281,000. That's what I have got. That's what I have got after all of my margin, because I've got a lot of margin right now. Let me show you. If I go into my portfolio and show you the buying power, if I click here, you will see how much margin I'm using. I'm currently using $160,000. I've got a margin buffer of 42.92%. We'll come on to the button at the buffer in a while, what that means, and margin calls and everything else. But I've borrowed $160,000. Now, you might say, because you've seen me before with much larger margin and I'm all in, I've got no margin left. There's my buying power, $91. I've literally spent all the cash, all the money that I can, all the margin that I can, I'm fully in. But you've seen me use a lot more margin than that. You've seen me have nearly $500,000 in margin. So why is it only $160,000? What's going on? Well, when you borrow money on Robinhood, if you buy an asset, in other words, a stock, an ETF, something like that, it remains on their system. It remains in the custodian system. It's not with Robinhood. If Robinhood go bankrupt, doesn't matter. Your stocks and shares are with somebody else. They're not on Robinhood's books. However, crypto is different. Okay, much more volatile, much more risky. So they decided to take it off their margin system and regard it as a withdrawal. So when you borrow money to buy crypto, there's no collateral to back it up. The actual crypto is not used to back it up because it could go to zero at any point. What they do is they use your assets that you've got. Your S&P 500, in my case, Google and Coca-Cola. They will use that as collateral. Okay, so that's why my margin position is a lot smaller than it has been in the past, because I've used money to buy brokerages money, margin money to buy crypto. So it's regarded as a loss. It's just gone. There's no way of backing it up, which is great because it means if crypto goes to zero, my portfolio doesn't go down any lower. It's all about what my other assets do, which is kind of cool. Now, on my portfolio, I use what's called just straightforward margin. So for every dollar I put in or every dollar I've got invested, I can borrow the same. Okay, so I can borrow what I put in, essentially. Now, it's all about your credit status, okay? What you put in is what you can borrow. If you're not a Robinhood Gold customer or you don't have a certain balance, you don't even have the ability to use margin. But assuming all of that's in place and margin's available to you, you can borrow. So when you are borrowing with margin, you are simply putting it, you are kind of doubling what you have got in your portfolio. Now, it's not exactly like that because it depends what the risk is. Some assets have a 25% margin buffer like the S&P 500, regarded as semi-low risk, but not no risk at all. And some are regarded as 80, 90%. So if I was using margin to buy a rocket company, Virgin Galactic, it'd have a much higher buffer on it. So that means it requires more maintenance, more money to be in to protect that asset. So the less it can go down before it triggers a margin call, okay? So that's margin on Robinhood. Now, on other brokerages, you have what's called leverage. It's the same thing. You're leveraging your position. But on other brokerages, you'll get things like 10x leverage, 100x leverage, 1,000x leverage, and everything in between. That I don't do. That's incredibly dangerous because when you start going to 100x leverage, the asset only has to go down by the smallest possible amount and you would be triggered. And if it drops quicker than that, it can wipe you out. And we see this all the time in the crypto space. I don't think leverage is the right thing to do at all in crypto. Now, you might say, but you're using margin to buy crypto. I am, but it's backed up with a pile of stocks that are all good assets. My portfolio is very, very strong. My portfolio is not going to get margin called, okay? And crypto is still a small part, even though it's $100,000 of my portfolio. It's a small part. And also, the reason why I say leverage isn't right for crypto is because the asset itself is already leveraged. What do I mean by that? Well, you are buying an asset with margin because you want to promote the upside and protect the downside. Well, when you use leverage, you are actually risking the downside more, and the upside has already got 100% or a 10x opportunity, because that's where crypto is. If you're buying Binky Bonk coin, for example, it can go up 1,000% in a day. So why would you add leverage to an asset like that? You're already getting extreme opportunity to buy these things. Now, people do it because they haven't got any money. They've got $10 and they want to go 10x, 100x or something like that on some crypto coin, and they think they're going to get rich in 5 minutes. Well, that's the worst type of investing, because that is gambling on steroids. It's like Russian roulette with every single barrel loaded, pointing right at your head. It's crazy, it's stupid, it's nuts. You should never, ever do it. So don't do it. It's up to you what you do, of course. This is not financial advice, but to borrow on leverage and huge leverage on a crypto coin or any asset, actually, but particularly crypto, is absolutely insane. People don't want to wait. They don't want to build a portfolio. They don't want to be down. I'm quite happy being down because I'm buying stocks at lower prices at the moment. In the last couple of weeks, I'm down like 30 grand. I'm happy with that. Well, I wouldn't be if I was in leverage and I was in some dodgy crypto coin. I'd be terrified right now, knowing I could lose everything. So that's the difference between just regular margin and leverage, which is on steroids. Very, very dangerous thing to do. Now then, before you consider using margin, you have to make some calculations. You have to ask yourself, if I borrow money to buy something, what's the true cost? This is important. If I go into my portfolio and show you my true cost, this is my real money. Explore your margin. There we go. Let's bring it up. This is my margin. That's my margin buffer. We'll come on to that in a minute. Total margin requirement, 172. My portfolio has to drop to 172,000, and we're like double that before I trigger a margin call. And I'll explain what a margin call is shortly. So you can see here, if I scroll down, the assets included are just Google, Hood, and Coca-Cola. They are not using my crypto as collateral. It's regarded as withdrawn cash, which is great. So if crypto goes to zero, my portfolio does not get margin called. Whereas if you're on some crypto brokerage app and you're using leverage, if crypto goes down, you get wiped out. That's why buying crypto on Robinhood is always better than buying it on some crypto platform with massive amounts of leverage. It always works out better. But it's just not very popular. More people prefer to trade crypto on a crypto app, if you like, and think they're getting a better deal. You're actually incredibly vulnerable, and it's a very dangerous place to be. Anyway, I can't quite show you the true cost there, so let me just remove the screen. There you go. You will see I'm paying 4.5%. Now, you may remember a few seconds ago, I said to you, you need to calculate the true cost. That's important. So it cost me 4.5%. But remember, gains made with borrowed money don't pay tax. Think of that. When people borrow money in business, they borrow money to make money. The money they make with borrowed money is tax-free gains. That's very, very important. Why do you think big businesses always borrow money? Because they make more money than the cost of borrowing the money. But you have to make that calculation. Someone asked me once, is it okay to borrow money with margin and pay, in my case, 4.5% to buy SGov? Well, SGov is a treasury bill paying 3.8%. So you're going to earn 3.8, it's going to cost you 4.5, you're going to lose money. So you have to calculate what you're buying and the risk. So you know it's going to cost you 4.5%. That's a year, not per day, per year. So in a year, did you make more than 4.5%? Well, I don't buy anything that I don't think I can make 20, 30% on. I don't buy crypto unless I think I can 3x, 300%. So 4.5% for me is a no-brainer. Now, other brokerage apps might charge you a lot more, and they do. Schwab and E-Trade can charge you 12%. It's virtually no point at all being in margin with those companies, but Robinhood is 4.5. Now, you'll see all the rates. If I click the rates, it'll show you the different tiers. I am in 4.5 because I'm borrowing over 100 grand. I always like to keep it above 100 grand. If I'm buying with margin, I always make sure, because at the end of the day, I always go in with conviction. I don't go into something and guess and hope it goes up or whatever. I'm happy to be all in. I'm happy to be fully in, because when you're fully in, you get a much better deal. Because if you only go into 50,000, you're paying 5%. That's 0.5% more than what I'm paying, okay? So if I'm going to borrow money, I'm very happy to spend 100. Now, I can't quite make $1 million at the moment. I will do. And when I get to $1 million, I can borrow money at 4.25. Now, these rates can change at any point. If the Fed raise rates, then Robinhood will raise their rates as well. So you have to always remember these rates can go up. So if they do go up, are you prepared to be able to absorb that should the rates go up? Just remember that. Okay, so now you know what margin is, you know what leverage is, you know how it works on different apps, you know what it costs you, so you've made that calculation, then you decide to go ahead and buy with margin. Now, you can't buy with margin until your cash is used up, and you can't use margin on your Roth IRA. Only on your main account can you use margin. So when all your cash is spent and there's nothing left, you can then start to use the brokerage's money. And the first $1,000 on Robinhood is interest free, so you can borrow it for free anyway. Still a risk, but there's no interest to be paid on it. So if you want to experiment with $1,000, you can, and you're basically borrowing money for free. But of course, you're not going to make a fortune if you've only borrowed $1,000. Obviously, you know, it is what it is. So then you start buying assets. Now, every individual asset has its own risk factor. In other words, the more risky it is, the higher the margin maintenance, the higher level that your balance has to be before Robinhood say, oi, oi, your balance has dropped. We are worried about getting our money back and we're going to sell for you, or you've got to put some money in or sell yourself. And if you put your head in the sand and disregard it and get scared and run away and go, oh my God, I don't know what to do, they'll take care of it. They'll make sure they sell your assets to be able to pay for their borrowing services and get their money back. Remember, they always get the money back no matter whether the stock goes down or up. They want their money back with interest. So remember that. All right. It's not just about paying it off. You got to pay it off with interest. Now, unlike a bank loan, you don't have a monthly bill. You don't get charged monthly or anything like that. You simply get charged daily for interest, which gets added to your account once a month. So once a month, your portfolio will drop by a few $100, depending on how much you've borrowed. From me, it's $20 a day. So you can work that out yourself. $10 a day would be $300 a month. So in a month, it's cost me $600. So in a month, they'll put $600 on my portfolio and I'll go down by $600. So you need to keep $600 in your account. Otherwise, you're going to drop down. Now, if you don't have $600 in your account, it will say you've got to sell something or put something in and it will just fix it. It's not a problem. You won't get margin called if you do, in my case, spend all the money. It's absolutely fine. All right. So that's how that works. You get charged daily and you get calculated daily and then charged once a month. Right. Now, different assets have different maintenance lines. They have more risk. So the S&P 500 is the lowest, 25%. If you buy a rocket company, it might be 100%. So it can drop less before they're going to go, hang on a minute, we're worried about this. We're going to step in and take action. So that's the margin line. Now, what happens if you do nothing, paid no attention, get scared, put your head under a bucket, and all the market crashes? Well, this is why they've taken crypto off the margin normal structure, because things can go down very, very quickly. People can get wiped out. And that's why I don't borrow money on other apps. I only borrow money on Robinhood, because if you're doing 100x on some other crypto app, it will drop so quickly that they will liquidate you and take all of your money because it went down way past the maintenance line in a blink of an eye. Can't happen with me because my crypto is taken out of the equation. So what happens, though, if you've borrowed money and the stock market does go down and does crash? Well, as you get closer and closer to your maintenance line, and you just see me show you, I have 44%. So I've got a long way to go before I hit a maintenance line. If you're paying attention, you'll see it getting there. And on the way down, you might add some money when you get paid every week or monthly. You'll put some money in. Are we live? Someone said, yes, we're live. We're always live. You know we're live because it says the clock on the screen with the date. There we go. This is being made during a live stream. So on the way down, you will see it going down, and you can ignore it or not, but life carries on whether you ignore it or not. If you see it getting lower to your maintenance line, you can either sell. Well, obviously, you don't want to sell on something being down. That's why I always have a rotation trade. I go out of Coca-Cola into a tech stock into Coca-Cola, because if the tech stocks are down, I'm probably up on Coca-Cola. So I can always sell for a profit. As long as you sell for a profit, you're never losing. You sell for a profit, you lower your margin position, you pay off some debt, you're good to go again. Or you add some money. That's what happens. Now, if you do nothing and let it go down and down and down and just don't sell and don't add money, eventually you'll hit the maintenance line. Now, all Robinhood want to do is bring you back above the maintenance line. They are not looking to wipe you out, and because you've not over leveraged like you would on a crypto platform, you're not going to be over leveraged. You're not going to be in a position where it can go to zero in 5 seconds. So what they're going to do is just start selling the highest stocks, the ones with the best profit or the least losses, and start reducing your position to reduce your balance sheet to pay off your margin so you're good to go again. Now, they might only have to sell 1 share or sell $1, just enough to clear the margin. Now, it's best you do it because you can decide what you think is the best way to do that, all right? So, you should always be paying attention to that. But that's what happens if you get a margin call. So as you can see, it's not terrifying. The whole world's not going to come to an end or anything. They're not going to come and take all your money. When you hear about over leveraging and people lose all their money, that's people that have used leverage 10x, 100x on crypto on a crypto exchange, and they are the ones that lose money. I'm not going to get margin called. I'm not going to lose my money, but that is what margin is all about. That's what margin is. That's what leverage is. That's how it works. That's how to avoid it. That's what the margin maintenance line is, and there it is. So that's what margin is all about. So you should only use margin when you understand all of these things. I hope this has been of some help to you. What we're going to do now is in a few moments, we're going to go to a live Q&A. But what we're going to do now is put a poll in here. And I want to see if I did a good job. Do you now understand margin better? And if you're watching this on a video, this is going to come out as a video, I would very much appreciate if you could actually comment below in the video. Did this help you in any way? So do you now understand margin better? So yes or no. This is a live poll. This will go out as part of the video as well. Do you now understand margin better? Did that help you in any way? If you're watching the video later, this is made during a live stream, perhaps you would comment below, and if you've got any questions, join me on a live show and I will try to answer them for you. If you are a member, I will post all your comments below the video. Sadly, if you're not a member of the channel, I will not post your comments. This is for our members only, so we are supporting each other and we're providing useful dialogue backwards and forwards. Okay? We don't get into anything else. So let's see if you found that useful. Do you now understand margin better? So that's it for now. What I'm going to do now is end this live stream video, go to Q&A and answer any questions in the chat. So I'm going to end this, so don't think I'm going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying right here, and I'll be able to answer everyone's questions in a second. So click above my head for all the links, down below in the description. If you go down here, you'll see all my trades on Discord. I share all my trades for you so I can rotate and protect my portfolio. And I also show you that I'll also include a video of where I got margin called on purpose to show you what it was like and how it would affect you. And it was quite actually stressful at the time, I've got to be honest. When I first started trading about 4 years ago, it wasn't very nice. I didn't get margin called technically. I hit a margin maintenance line. I paid it off, but it did bring a tear to my eye. It was a bit stressful at the time. I will share that with you as well. So click above my head, down below description. Here, I shall pin all the information in the comments. Over here, I shall put my some videos and margin call and things you'll find useful down here. Stay where you are if you're watching me live. I'll be right back with Q&A. But that is what margin is all about. Leave me your comments below and hopefully it helped you. I will tell you, we got a poll of 26 votes, and do you now understand margin better? And 74% said yes. Great. Today has been a good day. I've done something useful. So there you go. Until next time, as always, take care of yourselves and each other. Okay, we're back with you once again. Thank you so much indeed. So we're going to end the poll. Everybody that wanted to vote has obviously voted by now. Let me end the poll. There we go. I asked you, do you now understand margin better? And you said yes. 76% said they got something out of it. Wonderful stuff. Well, I'm very, very pleased. There's always going to be people in the chat who are just going to go no to everything. So that's great. That means it's probably even better than that. All right. We'll now go to live Q&A and answer any question that you may have about that. And I've got first-hand experience. So let me now go to comments and questions from the members so we can help people. So if you've made a comment, please now repeat it and I will read it out on the show. So here we go. So what's up with that signed XRP mug I've been asking to buy? So what's up with the XRP mug? We've got our shop. If you want martynlucasshop.com, you can go in there and there are mugs, XRPs, all kind of things in there. Some things have sold out. There'll be a new batch coming out this weekend. Hope that answers your question. Vaz sent me great information. Great. I just did some research and it looks like the crypto market is down because of all other sanctions. Iran is selling their crypto to be ready for what is coming. I don't think Iran selling their crypto would have made that much difference, but it's a good story. But I'm not trading my crypto based upon that. Liz, you must do a super chat at this show to earn them. You must do the super chat at his show. He earned the money. Liz, I'm not sure I understand what that means. Thank you. I will do it next time. Thank you. I will do it next time. I don't know what's quite going on here. I think someone's having a conversation. Slim, good evening. Glad you enjoyed the show. Great show from Vaz just before this one. Really, really great. I will donate next time. Oh, I see. He's talking to Vaz. Great. Okay. Uncle Margin, you should borrow against your house to get some more margin. You should. That's a silly thing to say. Utter nonsense. Ignore that person. He's talking stupid. You don't have Robinhood in Canada. Do you not? Oh no, you don't. Sorry. There isn't Robinhood in Canada. No. My house and the neighbours. Oh, I see. You want to sell your houses. Okay. I strongly suggest against that. Anyway, don't matter. Margin is margin. Just watch when hits the fan, bro. Okay. Okay. I'm just going to ignore this person. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to ignore. Okay. I'm going to time this person out. I haven't got time for silly comments. Can we time this person out? We've got somebody in the chat just talking rubbish, of no use to anybody. I use margin only to swing trades or steady momentum trades. Well calculated, patient only, small amounts of money. I would not use margin to buy individual stocks just because I have ran out of cash. There we go. This is what Vaz is saying. I thought you always said don't use margin on single stocks, Martyn. That's against one of your old rules. Yes, I'm advising you not to. I mean, it's very risky, but I don't mind the risk. I understand it. I'm fine with it. Another thing, it's very, very important. People forget this, and sometimes you get people criticize you for it as well. Everybody who invests on the stock market, whether you are Wall Street, whether you are a big business like Apple or Amazon or Google or me, you don't invest if you've got no money. You have to have an engine. You have to have an income. Now, that might be through rental property. That might be through your job. That might be through dividends or whatever. But you have to have an income. If you don't have an income, you have no place to be on the stock market. The stock market is not a casino. If you want to go into a casino and borrow, and bet your mortgage and bet your house, then that's a casino. This is the stock market. You have to start by having an income. If you've got no income, you can't take part. You can't borrow money. You can't invest. You have to have an income. So if you've got an income stream, for me, it's YouTube, right? This is my job. This is what I do, just like everybody. I have a job and my business is growing and I'm earning money. So because I've got money coming in, my bills are taken care of for the next few years. I know my risk. I know how my business is growing. I'm in charge of that. And because of that, I have money coming in so I can invest. So it's very, very important. When you are using margin, you have to have an income. If you don't have an income and you're borrowing money hoping the asset goes up and then it doesn't, you can't pay off margin. You can't buy lower. You're just stuck, right? Well, if you've got money coming in, then of course you can buy. Let's have a look. So, Vaz, we show your messages on the screen to everyone live in our shows. Yes, we do. Everybody here has a voice. Everyone can do a super chat and have a comment on the screen. Anyone can say anything. So if you want to say anything about anything, you can share your thoughts on the screen. Anyone could do that. $1.99 super chat, and you can have your comment read out on the screen to the world. Anyone can do that. We do go through all the comments. Everyone can watch for free. Everyone can listen for free. I mean, it's not that it's your right. I could make the whole thing private and members only and the whole thing, but I choose to go public. But anyone can leave a message. Anyone can watch. Anyone can do a super chat. Anyone can do what they want. Anyway, so you said don't do single stocks. That's right. I wouldn't suggest anyone does. That doesn't mean to say I can't because I'm telling you it's of more risk. It is a more risk, but I'm okay with doing it. I have an income and I'm okay with the market going down. And when it goes down, I'll buy more. Simple as that. Are we live? Yes, we're always live, and the clock and the date is on the screen. Okay, so thank you, says Petra. Am I right in thinking when you first started investing, you lost money in space? Yes, I lost $40,000 when I started. If I hadn't lost $40,000 in Virgin Galactic and Virgin Orbit, I would be up a lot more today. However, I would probably be down a lot more because I wouldn't have learned how to do this. You learn by losing. So I'm glad I lost, actually. So yes, I lost a lot of money when I started. I was chasing stocks. Now I don't chase stocks. I had no idea about lots, no idea about the FIFO rule, no idea about the tax implications. I was losing money left, right, and center. I didn't have good contacts to call upon. I was making decisions without consulting with people. Now I've got a whole army of consultants I speak to, from CEOs, you've seen them on the show, to other people that I speak to. So I did lose a lot of money at the beginning. So I'm guessing you sold the shares at a loss. Why did you sell? As you believe the stocks will rise again. Why did I sell? Well, 4 years ago when I started UK Investor, I had no idea what I was doing. I was losing money. I just started investing and I was called Martyn Lucas the Day Trader. Now I'm Martyn Lucas Investor. Very different show, very different rules and everything else. I made a lot of mistakes. I lost a lot of money. I didn't know about FIFO. I thought I was selling for profit when I was selling for losses. I thought I was selling the wrong shares, and I thought I was selling the right shares, and I was selling the wrong shares. So, yeah, I lost of money at the beginning. But by losing, I've learned what to do. So why did you sell? Well, I didn't know what I was doing, quite honestly. UK Investor, at the beginning, I was making a lot of mistakes. Anyway, I got here late, have to rewatch. There will be a video out, of course, later on. Hi, says Lisa. Hello there to you. I got a super chat from RV. That's what it was in the show. Okay, great. Also important, don't use margin leverage if you can't handle swings emotionally. Very, very true, Vocal Fossa. For a lot of people, they get very stressed when they see the market going down and they can't cope with it. And when it goes down, they panic. It's funny because I even see people comment, on the show and say, it's awful. Martyn's portfolio is going down. It is going down. It didn't have to go down. I could have sold at the top and kept my money nice and safe, really, all in SGov, earning 4%. But I chose to buy a falling knife. And I said to you before, falling knife is a fallacy. Catch a falling knife carefully. That's how you make money. So I've been buying crypto on the way down. Well, isn't that make more sense? A lot of you bought crypto at the top. I bought it on the way down, near the bottom. Then it went a bit lower. So, of course, my portfolio is down. And it's gone down a lot because I've been buying a lot of what's going down. I bought nearly 300,000, $350,000 of Google. That's going to go up 25%. About 30% we're going to go up with Robinhood. I also bought that on the way down. So, of course, my portfolio has gone down. That's okay. But I can now handle emotion. There's no emotion in connected. It's just numbers to me. And I earn money and I simply buy when it's lower. I knew people that went into depression using leverage because people in crypto, especially in crypto, because it is addictive. For me, it's not addictive at all. What's addictive is about going live and doing a good job and entertaining people and working hard. Using margin is not addictive to me at all. It's a calculation, but some people, yeah, they get addicted to it and it's not good. This way, Death Gaming. Thank you, Martin. This video is dope. Thank you so much indeed. I'm glad you enjoyed it. It'll be its own video later. City may want to public domain my house for a firehouse. Should I sell them? City may want to public domain. I don't understand that at all. I'm sorry, I don't. Archer moving slowly up to the closing bell. So the broker is guaranteed their. Of course they are. Of course the brokerage is guaranteed its money. It's not going to lose its money. Why would it? Yeah. And why should it? Yeah. Vertical from Liz. Nick Jones celebrates 9 months of memberships. Appreciate the info as always. Thank you so much indeed. I'm sorry they're not being shown on the screen. We've got one of those issues. It happens from time to time. Vaz, missed the show earlier, but going to watch it later. Great stuff. Vaz celebrates his 2-year badge. Not to brag, but that's a cool 2-year badge. There it is. Vaz has now got his 2-year badge indeed. Rob, it's the people. Good to know and thank you for explaining it. Great stuff. I'm one-upped me there, Vaz. Using margin wouldn't be for me, to be honest. It's not for a lot of people, but that's okay. It's not, you don't have to use it. Learn from other people's mistakes so you don't repeat them. That's right. Oh, snap. Are we live? Yes, we're live. And you know we're live. Where are my chart experts? XRP is displaying a bear flag. And there we go. I've got through all of the comments. Okay. So now I'm going to go back to general subscribers so everyone can now once again leave a comment. And we're going to wrap this up in a minute. Once we get to the closing bell, we're going to see what happens. And then we'll wrap this up. So let's go back to general subscribers. So everyone got their question answered. No one gets left behind. So a few things to do before we get to the closing bell. Tomorrow is Friday. We prepare for the weekend when potential attack on Iran could take place. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to. It drove the markets down today. We were able to buy it. And we're up from where we were this morning, so we're happy. We own more for less. That's all we're trying to do is own more for less in these early years. And 4 years, when you consider the first 2 years I lost money, is very much in the early years. So we're trying to acquire more assets at lower prices so we can make more money when it goes up. All right. Okay. Vogel Phillips, can you show your holdings? Yes, I've showed my holdings 1,000 times. Everyone's seen it. I'll show you again. There's my XRP. You can see I've got 43,000 coins. I've got Ethereum, 20 Ethereum. I'm not in Bitcoin. I'm not in Dogecoin. I'm out of the S&P 500. I'm out of SGov. I've got 201 shares of Coca-Cola, 797 plus another 300 on my Roth IRA in Google, and Robinhood 357. There's all my money, all my shares. That's my full bank account shared live on the screen. Okay, so a few things to give you before we go. Has everyone tapped the like button? If you tap the like button, you're more likely to see my show. If you don't tap the like button and click the down like, it doesn't do anything other than it tells YouTube you don't want to see my show. These things make me laugh. Some people like to down like the video and then still watch every day. It doesn't do anything. It just thinks you're a bit of a nutcase. Most people that don't like stuff don't watch it. Some people like to watch things they don't like. I've never understood that, but that's how people are. It is what it is, I suppose. So, yeah, tap the like button if you want to see my content. tap the down like button if you don't, but if you keep watching, YouTube, it just completely messes up your algorithm, and YouTube go, well, you say you don't like it, but you watch it every day. So it kind of defeats the object. If you'd like to subscribe, please do feel free. It doesn't matter to me whether you do or not. It just means you're more likely to see our content. Here are a few links you might need. There's my X and Instagram. If you want to see information and conversations with me, X and Instagram. If you want all my trades, 90% discount at the moment. There's no price increases. There's no inflation. We have now a very, very proactive Discord server. I'm so proud of it. It's gone from just something we started a few years ago with nobody on it really, just larking about, and now it's a full-on investment strategy Discord server. We have, look at this folks, 723 paid members providing a great service. We're adding new services. We've got guest speakers now coming on. Because the server earns money, we are bringing in guest speakers. We've got admins, moderators. We've got chart shows every day. In fact, we've got one tonight at 7 p.m. Central. We've got how to trade charts. We've got a wonderful guest doing, one of our members doing a great show tonight on Discord. If you want to learn how to read charts, we got that. We got training videos. We got all kinds of things, all my trades, 24/7, one-on-one support, after show, stage events, all live. Lots and lots of great things in our Discord server. When you join, it's invitation only. It's paid only, and when you come through, you have to apply. You have to do you have to go through a interview, and if we like your portfolio, we can still make mistakes. Some people try and mess around with that, but we let you in, and then we give you a few hours to choose what membership you'd like. If you just come in and don't choose a membership, you'll be kicked and won't be able to reapply. That'll be you done. So don't mess about with it. You'll just be blocked on Discord and be basically pointless. So once you get accepted, you have a few hours to choose a plan. If you don't want a plan, we will give your seat to somebody else, and we've got a queue of people as we only permit, admit and onboard 2 people a day. So if you want to be added and permitted in, choose a plan, otherwise you'll be kicked from the server. Now the first thing you need to do is send me a friend request. That way you're not following a clown or a lunatic. You're following me and not following a scammer. Otherwise you could get yourself into trouble. So send me a friend request, and I do not send the friend request unless you've got a membership. People do, and then we just ban them from the server. Make sure that you are a member, be active, be part of it, send me a friend request, and then as long as you are a member and active in the server, you will remain a friend and you'll be able to communicate with everybody on the server. And tonight we got a great training event. I think I can share with you the event. It's coming up tonight. This is the event. It's pretty cool. I want to share this on the screen. This is coming up tonight at 7 p.m. Central Time. We've got an event here hosted by Rob's events, Rob's stage event. This is at 7 p.m. Central Time. I will give you the link. This only works if you are on Discord. If you're not, of course, you'll just have to join, apply, but we only let 2 people a day, so probably too late to join for tonight's show. But there is the training show for tonight, all about charts. As you can see, there are 28 people already waiting for the event to start. Pretty amazing, right? 28 people already waiting for the event to start, which doesn't start for another 4 hours. I mean, it's the engagement level on Discord is absolutely through the roof, and it's become like this since we made it a premium server, not just what we're having for breakfast, that kind of stuff. So it's really, really great. What else can I give you? Oh, Electrum. There's my Electrum links. If you want all my trades, you want to know what I'm trading 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, literally at 3 o'clock in the morning, I will share my trades into the community post on Electrum. You can do that. You don't get the community, but you do get 2 live Discord, 2 live Electrum events a week. Okay, and I think we should do one now. Let's have a vote. Say yes in the chat. Would you like an Electrum live event now? And you know what that does? In an Electrum live event, we choose the first couple of people for stock analysis. I give you stock analysis, showing you the margin, who's buying, who's selling, the balance sheet, the profit, the loss, inside trading, the whole thing, the factor grades, all of that. And if we get lots of yeses, I will do an Electrum event right after this. And the first 2 people can choose their favorite stock. As long as it's available on the NASDAQ or the New York Stock Exchange, I can bring it to you and do a mini analysis to provide you all the information, the intrinsic value, and whether it's potentially a good buy or sell or whatever. All right. So if you'd like that, just put yes in the chat. Or let's have loads of yeses, or no if you don't want it, and I'm just going to have a cup of tea instead. That show available for all members. No, it's an Electrum. It's an Electrum member. Oh, I tell you what we'll do. What we'll do, we'll go all members first. We'll go all members first to bring all members in to show you how all members works. And then we'll go to Electrum. Now, Electrum members get the free analysis. It's not a free service for standard members. You've got many other perks. You don't get the free analysis. That's what Electrum is. The free analysis, 2 shows a week, and all of the trades. But what we will do in a moment, we will go to all members. We'll do live Q&A, a live phone-in. Great to do that on members only. And you can call in and be part of it. And then we'll go to Electrum. So if you'd like that, say yes or no in the chat. Nick Jones, Martyn, what's the situation with people upgrading to Pro? Will places be reserved for already? Yes. Nick Jones, you will not lose your place. If you cancel, it's much easier just to cancel and reapply. That's what some people are doing. There's lots of people who will explain it in Discord. You will not lose your place. I know who you are. You'll come through the interview process. You'll be kicked out at first, because if you've got no membership, you are removed from the server, but you're not banned. You're just kicked. That's what it's called. You reapply. You'll be accepted, because I know who you are. You will then have a few hours to choose your membership. Then send me a friend request, because you may lose the friend request as well when you leave, because when people cancel their memberships, I take away the friendship relationship as well. The reason we do that is to protect the server. If we've got people all over the server who aren't friends, who are just trying to scam it, they're friends but they're not friends, they're just trying to scam it, that would ruin it for all of the 723 premium members. So we don't want to do that. We want to make sure it's the best server possible, and we don't want, clowns and stuff in it messing around. So it's important that you do, if you cancel, come back in again, send me a friend request once you've got a membership, and I'll permit you in. So don't worry, Nick Jones, you'll be part of it. You'll never lose your place. It will never go up in price. There'll be no inflation. We'll just keep adding and improving the services. Yes, go for it. Okay, it looks like you do want a show afterwards. When you pay for Pro, it discounts you and you get Pro right away. That's right. I don't know why some people have been waiting. Some people have been waiting for the end of the month, and there's no reason. It pro-ratas you. So yeah, you should do it straight away. If US and Israel go to war, how much of a dip in VU? We will, if we go to war, you normally get a 3 to 5% correction. I'm not really worried about that. What I'm worried about, I'm not worried about it, but what I'm planning on is the carry trade of 40%, a major correction. That's what I'm concerned about. Right, cheers, Martyn, says Nick Jones. All right. 5 minutes to go before the show ends. So what we'll do now is before the bell is, what we'll do now is we'll set up the all members event. So we're going to go to here, going to change the scheduled event. Let's get rid of that. So here we go. I'm now going to set it up. So we're going to go to members only, all members, not just Electrum, all members only live stream. We'll continue this, all members. It starts in 5 minutes. Here comes the event on the screen. You can now see it. So you see the countdown. If you are a member, if you're not a member, unfortunately, you won't see anything. But if you are a member, it's now going to come up for you. All I've got to do now is make a few adjustments, because some people say I don't see it. So I want to make sure that everybody sees it. So here we go. I've got to do this. I've got to put it in the upcoming playlist. For members. So it's members only. In a few moments, I will give you the event. There we go. Done that. Done that. Done that. This will be a brief, all members only, just so we can do live Q&A and live phone-ins. And after that, we'll then go to Electrum and do 2 stock analysis for free. It's the perks that I give you. Okay. So save that there. Okay. Okay. We're all set. That'll take you there automatically. I need to change that to there. All right, I've done that. Now I need to bring it up on the screen. You can see it already on the homepage. Whenever I do this, if you look on the homepage of the channel, you will see just down here, you will see upcoming members only live streams. See that there? Look, I'm going to open that, members only, give everyone the link. Drop it in here. Live now. You can go there already if you want to. This is all members only. Pin it to the top. Replace the pin. There we go. So this will be members only. We'll have a live phone in. There'll be a live Q&A. We've just got a new member. Joshua Grubb has just joined. I'm sorry it's not playing on the screen. At the moment, things aren't playing on the screen. There's no reason. It just sometimes does it. It's just the way it works. Joshua, thank you so much indeed for becoming a member. We're about to go to a members only event. You are a bronze member, so you'll be part of this. If you upgrade to Electrum, then you can get all my trades and you can get free stock reviews and so on and so forth. All right. So it's 2 minutes and 27 seconds left. It'll go there automatically. When we hit that point, we will go over and we'll do our Q&A. I'll show you how it all works. And then we'll go over to an Electrum event and do 2 stock analysis. It's just got extremely hot in here. Take my jacket off. Woo! The air conditioning is just kicking in now, and it's got a bit warm. So I'm going to take this off. Okay. It might be the last day I wear my jacket in the studio. Right. There we go. Let's come back. And this weekend, look out for the FAFO merchandise. It's back this weekend. FAFO out. We've got that. We had some fun with that. We've got hats, T-shirts, hoodies, mugs, all back. If you look... oh, hang on. Oh, the spotlight isn't turned on. I've just realised the spotlight's not turned on. You can't really see it. Can you see on the table the FAFO mug underneath the silver play button? Can you see that? Unfortunately, the spotlight's not on. I forgot to turn it on. There you go. Messed up there, didn't I? All right. So the bell's about to go. Are we going to end up the day? Are we going to end up the day in the green? Nobody knows. Of course, it's impossible to know. But let's have a look. Crypto. It's all coming back a little bit. As you all know, I bought some Ethereum today when it dipped down. I used my last bit of cash. I could now sell that now and make a profit using my lots if I wanted to. The bell's about to go. If I show you what I mean, if you can't do that unless you trade lots. We teach that, by the way, on the Discord server. We teach that, and tonight we're doing a course on charts as well. That's all free. That's all part of our service on Discord. Right, Ethereum. If I go trade, sell. In lots, we can choose the lot we want to sell, select tax lots. As you can see, I've got positions now turning green. Not a huge amount at the moment. There you go. Look at that. We're making money now. If I go to this position here, there you go. We're now making money. That puts $1,000 back in my account. The bell's gone.